The government has suspended all taxes on maize imported into the country in a bid to boost food security. The move will come as a relief to Kenyans as the price of flour is set to go down. Currently, the price of a 2 kg packet of maize flour retails at a cost of 210 Kenyan shillings, up from 140 Kenyan shillings last month. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mr. Peter Munya said the abolishment of taxes levied on maize imports will ensure there is enough maize supply in the country, lowering the cost of flour production.
Yes, we visited the Namanga border post to look into the problem of the challenge of having enough maize in our country, which has exacerbated the problem we are experiencing of cost of food, and maize being the main staple in the country. Government is looking into ways and means of addressing the cost of unga to bring it down so that consumers can afford it. And this morning, after lengthy meeting and discussion, we have decided that we will suspend all levies and charges imposed on maize imported into the country, even as we wait for the other maize that millers were authorized to import from various destinations that was duty-free, which is likely also to arrive within this period. We are projecting that we'll be having challenges. In addition to that measure, we have also decided to suspend all levies and charges on imported maize that is coming to Kenya from any border post in the country.
Speaking at the Namanga border Tuesday after meeting several stakeholders to address the maize shortage crisis, Munya said all maize imported into the country from Tanzania and other COMESA countries will be exempted from taxation effective July 1st.
And this will take effect in the next 2 days once we do the gazettement that is required. So from 1st of July, no charges will be levied on imported maize that is coming from the East African community and COMESA region and anywhere else that is entering the country. This measure is intended to reduce the costs of maize that is coming into the country and therefore impact on the price of maize and unga that is increasing in our retailing points across the country. And I've said this is in addition to a measure we already authorized millers to import maize from, which is duty-free, because duty on maize from the rest of the world also contribute to the high cost of maize.
The CS added that the move will fast-track the clearance of trucks ferrying the maize into the country at the borders, which recently experienced a snarl-up, especially at the Namanga border point. He further warned those hoarding maize not to complain once affordable maize hits the stores.
And this is for a period of time as we target the next harvest, which is projected to be in October. So it is in the next 90 days we will suspend all those charges and levies. That is a decision that has been arrived after lengthy discussion with all the government agencies that operate from our borders, including Kenya Revenue Authority, KEFIS, KEPS, AFA, even veterinary department, all the agencies. I've just mentioned them, the well-known ones. And we have said no single agency or government service will be charging anything, any charge on maize. And we are very specific, it's on maize and also animal feed products, which we are also going to specify in our gazette notice. There are a lot of raw materials that come through our borders that are imported to process animal feed. And animal feed has been very expensive in the country. We already know that we also gave authority to processors of animal feed to import yellow maize, and I have information that some of that maize will be arriving in the next 30 days, and more will come. That will also help us address the cost of animal feed. But in addition to that, we will also suspend any levy that is, or charge that is levied on raw materials that are used for processing animal feed. Because the crisis we have is not just food for humans, we also have a crisis for food for animals. Given the drought situation we are facing,
Munya revealed that apart from government suspension on tariffs, it had also waived taxes imposed on imports of maize by flour millers, and the companies will now be able to import duty-free.
in addition to that, we are also looking for other ways and means of actually bringing in maize. We will not entirely rely on private citizens bringing in maize. We also want to look at ways and means that the government can support the challenge that private traders and exporters are having in terms of accessing maize, because that is also a challenge. So we are addressing that. We have not yet concluded that discussion. In the next 2 or 3 days, we will be able to make a decision on where we can fight this maize and be able to work out logistics of ensuring that that maize finds its way into our warehouses, so that we can again address the cost of maize and the cost of food. Remember, in Kenya, food is equals maize. So if we address that, then we'll be able to. So we want to assure the public that we are working day and night to ensure that the cost of unga comes down, and through the measures I've mentioned and other measures, which include ensuring that we get maize and bring it into the country and have it sold at an affordable price, very low price, so that then that can impact on the prices of unga in our shelves. So we will be informing you in the next 1 or 2 days what we'll do to ensure that that maize is available in the country. We are also asking those who are holding maize, because we know there are people and individuals holding maize. When this cheap maize comes, don't complain. Don't complain, because they'll start complaining that their prices have gone down. Because you are holding maize and putting the country at ransom, and we have evidence. We do standards and stock taking, and we know there is maize, some maize there. I'm not saying it is enough, but there could be maize out there. Once this maize eats our stores and the prices go down, please don't complain that the price of your maize is being affected. Because we've been telling you release the maize and sell, but you don't seem to be keen to do that. Don't blame the government when the government does take extraordinary measures to ensure that there is maize that is affordable in the country.
The move will come as a relief to maize millers in the country, who in the past weeks have complained about the high cost of flour production, adding that the prices of animal feeds will also come down after the importation of yellow maize.